Hello again. I have to tell you that I have so much more to tell you, but I want to make an amendment to the one video where I made a mistake in the name of the Douglas doctor, and that was not Peter Lehman. It was Heinz Lehman. And I know that he, in the 1930s, was working on a pill to make a chemical lobotomy on those who were truly very badly psychotic. And this was chlorpromazine or Largacto, and I call that a chemical restraint because it really does paralyze the body. If enough is given to the patient, they can't move their limbs. It's just so stiff. So in 1992, when my dad came in to the hospital to see me, I had had too much chlorpromazine, and he saw that I was stiff and couldn't move. I couldn't even move my lips. So he said to give my daughter the antidote. And he screamed and, yelled at the nurses inside the station where I was kept with 3 or 4 other patients. So it was an enclosed area, and that was because these were high-risk people, such as they said that was me. But this was when the Prozac had me so brain disabled that I attempted suicide. So I was in that coma for however long it might have been, and it could have been 2 days or however long. My sister said it was 2 days. It was a 2-day coma I was in because I just took everything with about 2 big tall glasses of milk. I took all the pills that were in my possession, and there were 3 bottles of different things, and one was Prozac. And I say that Prozac is the thing that made me try to commit suicide. And I know that others have actually succeeded in suiciding themselves on these, Prozac is mostly, as it called it, fluoxetine, and that means the derivative in that drug is fluoride. And fluoride is what they used in the Nazi camps to keep the inmates calmer, quiet, and less likely to revolt. So I don't know how it was administered to them, but I think it was in probably their drinking water. And fluoride really is not a very good thing for human beings to ingest. And I guess they put it in toothpaste, and it calcifies your or the pineal gland really a lot, so that you don't have an easy time trying to decalcify it. And a third eye means that you see more. Well, of course with 3 eyes you see more, but this third eye, it almost opened for me when I was 17 after a lot of physical activity, rolling on the floor doing all kinds of exercises. I wanted to stay skinny, and now go figure. Here I am having to lose more weight. But since Finn died in January, I was unable to lose 50 pounds. So I'm 50 pounds lighter, although I know that I'm not at my right weight yet for another 30 or 40 pounds. Although some say don't do it because, we like you fluffy. But anyway, the thing is that I have so much more to say about what Dr. Daniel Krause's lie on my medical file has done to me. I was called into court because they thought, well, she's about to retire soon. Retire. And I do not intend to retire. I intend to do the work as soon as I am enabled to do it, in a grander scale. So I keep praying, and I keep hoping that my divine breakthrough is going to come, which was spoken of years ago. And my Sri Lankan friend who told me in 2018 that a divine breakthrough would be happening for me, or that I already had it. But thus far, no. And it's not that I'm losing faith in the situation to change for me. But so I was called into court on the idea that, I should be retiring soon. I think that was about 5 years ago, or 4 years ago. And there's a lawyer there who interviewed me first, and I said to him, I'm not a schizophrenic, without him even looking at his file. But at the end of it, he had announced to the judge, she's schizophrenic and she hallucinates. And I just bit my tongue, kind of held back, because, I thought, well, the money would be coming, and that was 4 years ago. So I say to you that, this is Dr. Daniel Krause's lies, that I'm a schizophrenic, and I'm not. And I never was. Because these drugs cause psychosis. These drugs cause you to be psychotic. They cause you to hallucinate, which is also documented. And here in my building where I am, I really want the breakthrough to be spectacular, because there are people in the building who still believe the lie that Leah Sogren left here. She left the building, but she actually campaigned on every door. She knocked on every door, on every floor, to tell them, this woman is a dangerous schizophrenic. Finley was still alive at the time, but that she did it. She did it in 2018, and that's when I remember she was, really troublesome for me. A lot of these things have happened because of Dr. Daniel Krause's lie, and I've got spinal damage, and I'm rolling my fingers here now. So, and I do believe that my sister has already made inroads to the family, saying that I'm the bad and the awful one, but this is my sister's mess. This is what my sister did. She created this situation for me, so it's hers, not mine. She said when I was 26, and this was after the accident, a few months after the accident, and I said, I really don't know what's wrong with me. And she said, well, maybe you have a chemical imbalance. She was studying psychology at the time, and she was going for her degree in psychology, and thus far, what I know is that she is in schools, or at least one school, where she is the staff psychologist and she sees problem kids with their parents, and she places these children in the different classrooms where they'll do better. But I do think that she promotes this idea of chemical imbalance, and she gives the idea that a chemical, a drug, will help the chemical imbalance. So, she gave her son, the second son, Andrew, Ritalin from an early age, and that we know is kitty cocaine. So what's he going to turn out like? Quite tall, very creative, and somewhat energetic, but still a Mormon, so he can't smoke, drink, or drink coffee, or do drugs. And a lot of kids who come off Ritalin, which is kitty cocaine, take that as you may. They go in search of cocaine after that because they want that feeling of normal that they had. So that's the case for that. And this lie is a heinous lie, because I've had now in 2021 20 full years of constant pain for 20 years under his lie, which has prevented me from getting proper help from the people that my new doctor would send me to. Now, since this pandemic, this release from Wuhan, this virus that they're shutting down the world on, and I'm having to wear a mask as soon as I leave my door, and so is everyone else, and you cannot go into a store without wearing a mask, and also cleaning your hands with the hand gel or whatever they have on hand. And this has been going on for 2 years. But we know that the vaccines, they have been causing cytokine storms in some people's bodies, and some people are dying from it, and some are being debilitated for life by it. And we know that Big Pharma knows what these things do, and why do they want to vaccinate the whole world? But I might as well say here that here I am one of 3 who did not consent to getting the jab. We didn't want it. And I say I didn't want it because, well, I've had nothing but harm ever since trusting the medical communities. First off was the tetracycline, which ravaged my intestines, so it killed all the good gut bacteria. And then, of course, when I was 19, I started to drink, and still taking the tetracycline, which does make your bones yellow in appearance, but of course it's under the skin, so who cares? But no, teeth are bone. So if you have maxillofacial surgery like I have, the bone is going to show, and it's going to show yellow. And the dental hygienist did ask me, did you take tetracycline when you were younger? And I said yes. And I don't know if they're using tetracycline anymore, and I don't know if they're using Prozac anymore, but I do know that they've got some really, really powerful drugs out there which are debilitating to people. And it's Jardiance that causes morbidity in the extremities for people who have diabetes. And there's a woman on my floor here who fell recently and split her head open, but she was told she was diabetic and had to take Jardiance or some other drug, and she knew about the side effects, being, morbidity in the extremities. She knew about that, but she didn't have anything like that. Now, I think I might as well show you that this maxillofacial surgery was harmful to me. I have my teeth moving because my meridians have to be moving. When I hang upside down on the inversion table, almost daily now, or sometimes twice a day, I know that my teeth are realigning or doing things that, but I go like this. I'll do this. I don't know of anybody else who can stick their tongue up that far. See? It's just like, when Dr. McDonald did the maxillofacial surgery, afterwards, he said, "Oh, what did I do to you, Christy?" Because I was all black and blue up here. And I was all black and blue because he straddled me in order to break my jaws, break my face. And I already had the injuries to my thoracic spine. And that's why his leaning on me for those 7 hours where he broke my face, put it back together again, realigning my jaws, because obviously they were not set properly. But what do I do while I'm here now? Just kind of overwhelmed with the amount of harm that's been done. So the other things that have come to mind are that perhaps Finley, my lovely old man, did not have to die, and would not have died had he not gone to hospital. They kept him in hospital after he fell, and even before Christmas in 2020, he would be saying to me, "Send help," because he had been sectioned. And that means that he had been restrained and contained there in hospital against his will. And imagine doing that to a Glaswegian Scot. But I know that they kind of drugged him. And there was a minister who said, "Oh, I went to see Finley, and he seemed like he was home already." Well, it came to my mind much later, which was perhaps they had finally given him Emperset for the pain. And I know that Emperset will make you feel like you've reached nirvana. So I think it was probably drug-induced, and no, he hadn't gone home. He was just feeling no pain, as they say. Feeling no pain is something I wish I could say about myself, but even with the prescriptions, which are first rung from my doctor, I still feel the pain. And it has been said that pregabalin or Lyrica is an antidepressant, and that is what my doctor has prescribed me. So here I am talking against psych drugs, meaning antidepressants, and anti-anxiety drugs, like would be that would be the Prozac or Paxil. Paxil was never given to me. And I think back to how depressed my friend Caroline Sitlakwe was, and perhaps she has died, like my friend had said, but he also took it back and said, well, could be wrong information. But they gave her shock treatments. She was called a schizophrenic. And I say that the drugs are making people mentally ill. So I am on a drug called Flexeril, which is a muscle relaxant. So my muscles are kind of lax. But I kind of need that to be able to move my bones in my thoracic spine up to where the ribs are not leaning on the nerves painfully. So I know I need a muscle relaxant to move my bones back into proper alignment.